Antero 2 from Kufaru. So retail value, I think it's $400+ for this bag. It's awesome. Joel runs it apparently. Vortex lid, Vortex Viper 3000. This is 7 power. It's what I run. It's awesome. It's got a really good display, lifetime warranty, some WA and some fatty meat sticks. Pre-workout, both non-stim and stim. Post-workout protein. So only one person's walking away with this today. All you gotta do is win the stress test. He's going unbroken. He's got his fitness.
Control that.
Limitless fitness. I like that, Jeffrey. Let's go, Justin. Oh, limited fitness. Let's go, dig in, ride it. 830. Let's go, Scott, you got. Oh, Justin's over. Joel, you better watch Justin.
Oh, man. Oh, come on, Elon. If you open your hand, it's easier to pull through the trigger, bud. All right. Ooh.
Athletes ready. 3, 2, 1, go!
Here we go, guys. Here we go. Go, Rob.
Yeah, a 75-pound bow will penetrate more than a 70-pound bow or a 65.
And it's effective because I don't deal with sounds that drive elk away.
Is when you guys log into your bank, you need a financial structure. Like you log in, you see your checking account, savings account, maybe you have an emergency fund. But if your accounts aren't labeled, like it gets kind of confusing on what these dollars are intended to do, what their purpose. Like when you look at, how many of you guys have retirement accounts, IRAs, 401ks? Like you look at that and you're like, oh, that's not my hunt budget. Those are not my vacation. Those dollars, we understand them and we understand the purpose behind them.
Going from 70 pounds to 75, not a huge increase. That's like 7% increase you could expect to get in energy and roughly penetration. Most important thing is good arrow flight and hitting where you're aiming, being able to make a good shot.
So for hunting, what we need is we need an account at our bank that when we log in, it says hunt budget, clearly identified. That way when in between you and your wife, when you see that stuff, there's no confusion on what those dollars are for. But it's not just creating the account and figuring out how much you're gonna spend on hunting. It is all of the conversation that needs to happen behind that. It's not just, hey, surprise, honey, I'm gonna go spend $3,000 or $4,000. It's the start of the year. We sit down with our spouse. We say, babe, this is what I wanna do this year, blah, blah, blah. Have that responsible conversation with her. And it is how much you're gonna spend this year on hunting, including gear and all that type of stuff, as well as how you're going to create those dollars in your life.
So it's just that motor program. You just push in the air, and the whole jaw drops out. If you start to use your lips, you'll go into a "you," and elk do not sound like that. Elk don't do that, right? So when elk call, their mouth comes open.
What happens there is it penetrates through an animal, say it penetrates through muscle, all the pressure's on those bevels, and it causes this rotation to go through it. If you're going to be right fletched, you want a right single bevel so that rotation of the arrow would just kind of continue rotating through the animal. You don't want it to like stop and go the other way. You'll lose some energy and penetration there. What I want to show on this slide is this kind of shows how the airflow goes over the veins, and then this is the pressure on the veins. And you can see that, so the red is the high pressure, that's going to be the force that's rotating or stabilizing. And you can see that a lot of the force is right on that top edge of that vein. And if you had a lower profile vein, you're going to get way less force that's going to be restoring it or spinning it up. You hear a lot in the industry, well, you don't need a high profile, you can have a shorter, longer profile if the surface area is about the same. I don't believe that's true. And through the modeling, we showed that it really wasn't true. This is our wide head going down through, hide and muscle, and measuring the force to do that. What I found here is really sharpness matters a lot. Having really good sharpness to start with and good edge retention can greatly reduce that force coming down through hide and muscle.
So when you go and buy mouth reeds, the cool thing about Phelps is on their packaging is you can take the reed and go like this, and you can see the latex and if it has any wrinkles in it. Elk calls are not supposed to be manufactured with wrinkles in them. Turkey calls can have wrinkles in them, but elk calls cannot. If they have wrinkles in them, they're not manufactured properly. So you gotta know something about the company too. Two major manufacturers I know that have collars making the elk calls, and that's Phelps and Barry. Primos is too big. They can't have collars making that many millions of calls. So their quality control slips. Rocky Mountain, same thing. They have too many people making calls that are not collars, so the quality control is impossible. So when you're gonna find what you want, okay, I love the gray amp, right? Don't just go pick a whole bunch of them off of the rack. You look at every one of these things and you make sure that there's no wrinkles in it. Tone it out, drop it off. Shorten it.
We have to push back on what society tells us because they want us trapped. They want us stuck, institutionalized. We have to break away from that, bet on ourselves, look at opportunities to take control of our future, to invest in relationships, to invest in real estate, to start businesses, because it's the only way that we start to create time in our life pre-59 and a half. And we only have so much time.
Part of the community you signed up for was to meet these people here. You didn't know that. You thought you were coming to an ElkShape camp to learn all the cool tactics, or is Joel going to be at dance camp this year? Well, it's more than Joel. It's more than e-scouting. It's more than this workout. It's the people.
All right, ElkShape 23. Favorite part of the camp was being absolutely humbled by the stress test. Straight up thought I was going to kill that, crush that, and I missed the target twice. And it just humbled it for me. I got a lot to work on for this upcoming season.
Favorite part of ElkShape is getting to meet other like-minded folks. Now I feel like I've got some hunting buddies I can go with to enjoy this awesome experience with.